Ebbendobendo lya Karamoja likolebwa disitulikiti mwenda okuli Moroto, Napak, Kotido, Nakapereperet, Abim, Nabiratuk, Kabong ne Karenga era nga liriraanye amawanga okuli Kenya ne Southern Sudan nga bumanyiddwa nnyo okulunda ente ez'abaleeterwa aba Ethiopia n'abasuubuzi Abaswahili abaali basuubuza amasanga ne babawa n'emmundu okukuuma ensolo zaabwe. Mu kubasasula Abakaramoja baabawa obukuumi n'okubabuulira wa enjovu gye zaatambuliranga, olwo nabo ne batandika okuzisalanga ne batunga amasanga.
With their tusks, elephant tusks. And they made some people to carry as slaves. For example, my father, Loreka Isa, he was one of those that was brought by the Arabs. He's from Sudan. He was brought by the Arabs and he was carrying the elephant tusks as a slave. But when they reached Moroto district in Nakiloro, he was able to say, no, I'm not ready for that. So he joined the British, who were already
Arabs. Come in the name of ivory traders. I'm told those are the people who introduced the guns in Karamoja, though at a very small amount.
But the Karamojong knew how to make the blacksmith using, blacksmiths to prepare the gun,
Mu mwaka gwa 1933 omuzungu eyasooka Canon Robert Shepherd Clark yatuuka e Karamoja mu bitundu bya Lotome mu district y'e Napak gye baazimba amasinzizo n'amasomero.
The British Karamoja in 1908 they started in Napak district in a place, they entered through Napak in a place called Kayepas. Kayepas, there they were confronted by the locals who fought them with the spears when they had the guns, and then they overpowered the people, and they came to a place called Kabukonkoi. That was another confrontation they had. After those battles, they were able to defeat the natives and they marched to Moroto.
The junior, and that side was the PTC. That side was primary. The church and the community, we had a
Abazungu bajja e Karamoja mu linnya ly'okubunyisa enjiri n'ebyenjigiriza. Mu kiseera ky'Abamatwale, Karamoja yamanyikibwa nnyo okubeera ekifo gye baakuumiranga abantu.
People see a car, they run to the bush. So simply an illiteracy our people had Karamoja was called a human zoo.
We made a human zoo. So it was a special place which had interest. Which was, for which they had interest, ensuring that they help all of what control over Karamoja.
Kiseera ng'ameefuga ganaatera okutuuka abakulembeze b'ebika, bannabyabufuzi n'abantu abalala baatandika kampeyini y'okuteekateeka abantu okulindirira olunaku. Abazungu baayagala okusigala nga bafuga Karamoja ng'ebitundu bya Uganda ebirala bwe bifuna obwetwaze wabula Milton Obote n'abamatiza okuba wa Uganda yonna weewaava enjogera egamba nti tebajja kulinda Karamoja kulaakulana mu Luzungu. We won't wait for Karamoja to develop.
Karamoja to be outside of the colonial, independent system. But the British, the Ugandans at that time, I think in Lancaster, they said, Karamoja should not be left behind. But otherwise, they wanted the Karamojong to be given time for them to remain Karamoja in order for them to have time to develop Karamoja, because it had gone backward, it had remained backward in the rest of the region.
Mu mwaka gwa 1976, President Idi Amin Dada yalagira okutta Abakaramoja bonna abaali bagaanye okwambala engoye, wabula okusinziira ku bakadde abaliwo kati e Karamoja bagamba ddala Karamoja ekyuse nnyo okuva Uganda lwe yafuna obwetwaze. Mu kiseera kino enguudo ezisinga zaayibwa koolansi okuli Moroto Lokitanyala Soroti Moroto nga n'ezikyakolebwa kati essaawa yonna ziggyibwako enga. Atayagadde kuyita ku luguudo asobola okukozesa ennyonyi namunkanga ng'ayita e Nadunget mu disitulikiti y'e Moroto ne Kidepo Aerodrome e Karenga, ate nga waliwo n'enteekateeka ey'okuzimbawo ekisaawe ky'ennyonyi. Bakadde batubuulira engeri ebyenjigiriza gye
administration never wanted the Karamojong to be educated. They never wanted them to go to school. They were only allowed to go to school up to junior 2. The moment they are done with junior 2, these Karamojong are given jobs, employment. The moment you are done with your junior 2, you go and look for jobs. That those who were lucky to have gone beyond Junior 2 were the people who were smuggled by the by the missionaries, smuggling to other institutions outside Karamoja.
We have already realized we have secondary schools by each sub-county, 6 secondary schools. Then there are primary schools by each sub-county, 302. Health centers.
Development coming. We are now hearing government wants a secondary school in every sub-county. Forgetting that, where will they get the children to feed all these secondary schools they will want to have in every sub-county? How many the sub-counties do we have? In Moroto alone, we have about 80 sub-counties. Out of the 80 sub-counties means we shall have how many secondary schools? 8 secondary schools. Now, why shall we get these children? And yet children are still in schools. Are still in the villages.
Twagadde n'okumanya engeri ebyobulamu gye byalimu n'ebyekiseera kino.
In terms of sickness, they used to use the roots of trees. You know, these local herbs. That's what the Karamoja used to. And I think...
Of course, the things are near, the facilities are nearer to the communities. Each sub-county has got, but at the time, there are only 2 hospitals I knew. Matany Hospital and Moroto.
Karamoja ebadde mu nnyo obukuubagano omuli obubbi bw'ente n'okukozesa emmundu, era gavumenti ekoze ebikwekweto bingi okuggya emmundu mu mikono gy'abantu ba bulijjo mu mwaka gw'2000 okutuusa mu 2006 okutuusa mwaka gwa 2019 obutali butebenkevu lubwaddamu. Mu Julayi wa 2021 ekikwekweto ekyatuumibwa Usalama kwa Wote kyatongozebwa era omwaka nga gumu emabega okutuusa kati waliwo akalembereza.
Yes, we are realizing good security. Because there is deployment of the army, they patrol to protect the communities.
Amakolero okuli erya Mabo Enannyini Dik mu ggombolola y'e Rupa, Klinka mu ggombolola ly'e Nadunget ne Tororo Cement Factory gamu kugasobozesezza abatuuze okuweebwa emirimu. Okukulaakulana akasoobo Abakaramoja bakiteeka ku butali butebenkevu obukyaliyo n'enkyukakyuka mu mbeera y'obudde oluusi ereetawo ekyeyo. Abatuuze batubuulidde ebifo n'ebitundu bye bandyagadde bikolebweko basobole okukulaakulana.
Who could motorize the boreholes we have, then we now irrigate. It's also a solution to fight against this irrigation. You irrigate, you pull to gardens and everything.
The government now organized to see on how they have removed the guns. Now they should also disarm children from being there. Let the government use the forces system to grab all the child-going children, bring them to schools, primary schools, by having so many boarding schools all through, boarding schools only. These children are detached from their parents.
Orini Ika yakusakidde bino.